Jesus Christ!
It's showtime!
Hey, the outsider!
Right, so we were all settled in to play some Outlast 2 and get the shit scared out of us, which, let's face it, that's what Outlast games are for, right? Well, Outlast 2 was ramped up a lot, production value-wise, and we were really looking forward to this. And it's all about the sneak-in and the just being terrified by those monsters just roaming around. It's just what it's all about, and we were so excited. And after playing the demo earlier in the year, well, who wouldn't be excited, right?
The story starts with you and your wife in a helicopter going to investigate an area where a pregnant woman was found dead to cover it for a video they're making. That's cheering. But all too soon, shit goes bad. Helicopter crashes and the pair are separated.
Then, some religious nuts cart her off and leave you for dead. Armed with his trusty camera, the instantly forgettable Blake is off to rescue his wife and escape from this horrid farm wood thing with churches and people. Yeah, get used to loving the dark outdoors, as we're going to be spending a lot of time here.
At the beginning, the game does a pretty good job of ramping up the tension and introduces unsuspecting players to the wonders of the jump scare. I don't remember it, no. To open windows.
Yeah. Yeah, man, crows are scary. Everyone uses them for jump scares. Resident Evil 2, anyone?
The game trundles along with you sneaking through areas trying not to be seen, much like the original. However, before long you soon start to realise that it's slowly fallen into the territory of trial and error. Oh, of course, he's coming this way. Of course he is!
Just run past him,
What
mate.
a shock, love.
Just run past him.
Oh,
It's just going to waste time.
you game.
Go up ramp.
Run through area. Try, die. Try again. Die again. Oh, look, I'm Get out the... Oh.
This is boring as fuck. Now, Outlast is famed for its cast of horrible bastards, and the first main enemy you come across is this woman called Marta. She shows up, naturally you get caught by her the first time and killed, because you have no idea of what to do. Then you try again, and get killed. Then you try again, and get killed. Each time, slightly adjusting your tactics until you figure out the correct way to complete the task.
Oh, she mixed it up.
She changed it up.
Oh.
She changed it up. What are we supposed to do here?
I don't know. Most of the areas where you encounter these enemies are simple. They appear in the location where you need to go, bait them out towards you, run round in a circle, and then just leave.
Then there are these stupid, and I mean stupid, cornfield and long grass sections. Yeah, this is really good, isn't it? I can't see shit.
Yeah, where do we go? Where do we go, Anne? Where do we go?
Do you know what? This game can suck my chode.
What? This is so much fun. Okay, I will admit that they did give you a mechanic of a microphone being on the camera, but that uses the pig-in battery as well. But it's a good job the developers don't finish games these days, as apparently this microphone lark pissed off quite a few people. So guess what? Yeah, you're right. They've patched it already. They fixed that. Now if they could only fix the jumping.
Now, after you get frustrated with all the dying, constant dying...
What happened? Oh.
Oh, what is that?
Something we've got to run away from. Oh God.
You will realise that you are in fact not scared. At all. The only thing on your mind is, how many times am I going to have to do the same thing until I figure out the exact direction to head in? This, coupled with the batteries running out every 2 minutes, makes it more and more irritating.
The inventory is interesting though. It's now integrated onto your body, something that I quite like when games limit the HUD in favour of immersion. So Blake literally looks down into his pockets to see how many batteries and bandages he has left. It's cool, but it doesn't function very well, and if you can't integrate it and keep the simplicity, then I think I prefer just seeing a simple number on the top right showing me how many there are. Some games do it well, others do it like Outlast 2.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's quite clever when you press a button and you go, oh, a menu hasn't popped up, I'm looking at pockets. But very soon, you realise you press the button, you look down and you look at your camera, but then the controls are completely horrendous and you end up pressing the wrong button looking at your camera when you want to look at your bandages, you end up putting the camera away, and on many occasions when you want to just crouch out the way. You don't want to be spotted. The silly twat stands up and starts looking in his pockets!
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Get up! No! What are you doing? Some of the fear and tension is perhaps lost by the locations. The first game was set in the asylum, which in itself is a scary place. This one is mainly set in dark woods, and they are really difficult to navigate at times.
Bollocks! You're going the wrong way. Am I? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's not really a problem when you've got the time to stand there and figure it out, but when you're being chased by a thing with a knife, fuck me.
There are, of course, the absolutely bollocks jumping sections. Oh, fuck off, Outlast. The jumping wasn't very good in the others either, and it's the same story here. Yeah, they haven't fixed that.
There's the usual horror scenarios of, oh look, there's a lift.
Right, this is an elevator. There's going to be no power. Power's cut off. Oh no! We need to start the generator. Didn't.
Let's wander through this very large village infested with enemies to a generator that for some godforsaken reason is miles away. You get the gist.
There are also moments where you will pick up an item like this hook. For no reason. We had no idea what this hook was for, or why Blake figured, oh, that's a nice hook, I think it looks important, I will pick this up and take it with me. Lo and behold, later on we're running away from the crazy bitch and get to a hatch that required what? Yeah, you guessed it, the random hook suddenly has a purpose.
It's a minefield of moments like this that descend the gameplay completely away from fear and tension and instead leave you frustrated and bored. Now you would think that the story would be enough to push you onward and get you through the tough parts and soldier on because you care about the characters and what's happening to them. However, what Outlast 2 actually tries to do is cram far too much story into one little game, and there's just not enough there. It spends most of its time tripping over itself and creating more questions than it does actually answering them.
I must say that the story is probably its weakest asset. It's awful, terribly laid out, requiring the player to read most of these paper pickups that have huge paragraphs of text on them. Now, I don't mind reading in games, but the trouble is most of the early pages you pick up just contain random religious ramblings that no one really cares about.
Random religious ramblings.
So later bits of paper I often avoided because I didn't see the point, but some of them actually do contain information that fills in some plot holes.
There's whole sections where Blake gets transported back to a school through these strange flashbacks or visions. In these areas you'll walk about a bit and sometimes solve a basic puzzle. Then in a later vision they decided to inexplicably chuck in a freaky monster to chase you just because, well, fuck it, why not?
Sadly, when it does end, it's vague and just finishes on some particularly disturbing scenes. But honestly, nothing in here is anywhere near the grotesque levels that the others went to.
Now, believe it or not, there are some good points. The game will at times genuinely make you jump.
Oh God!
And the graphics are very good in places. Perhaps the most attractive thing about it is its cheap price. The music and sound do a good job, especially the epic stabs of sound to assist the many jump scares. The voice acting is also pretty good, although the dialogue they have to say is, well, for the best part, a slur of obscenities, screaming, or just utter religious gibberish.
Fuck. Fuck me. Oh, fuck, that hurts.
To sum it all up, Outlast 2 tries to give you more shock in a very different environment. The forest wood/farm sections feel large and can at times be really impressive to look at, as well as the school environments looking very next gen.
For the vast majority, you are looking through the camera with this crappy night vision on it that kind of just brings all the visuals down, and it just has a negative impact on it. That, coupled with the very basic and simple level design, make Outlast 2 a very patchy experience overall.
It's only about 6 hours long and thankfully it isn't full price, but Outlast 2 feels like a DLC add-on that doesn't quite reach the heights of the others, giving this a middle-of-the-road 5 out of 10.
Potholed with issues including some shocking AI fails and a disappointing realisation that the fear and tension have been replaced with frustration and anger. It does make for an easy playthrough once completed, and you'll be bossing the insane difficulty in no time to mop up those trophies.
The only thing that's really scary about Outlast 2 is the possibility of them doing a third one and still not getting the formula quite right. I hope it can go back to the brilliance of the first two, well, the first one and Whistleblower, but this one sadly failed to make an impact with me.
It's brilliant gameplay, yes! It's next gen! It's next gen! It's next gen COD!